When you were growing up, did you ever have any society pressure telling you to do certain things?
I guess. Now I think about it, all the girls when I was in elementary school did gymnastics and all the guys played soccer. And it was kind of an unspoken rule that girls had to do gymnastics, and so I did gymnastics.
How did that make you feel?
Well, I wanted to play soccer, so I kind of felt, why couldn't I play soccer?
I would definitely say it's societal pressure, for sure, but not familial pressure.
I guess so. I feel like growing up as a little girl, you're always like pink and butterflies and ballet and princesses. Where if you're a boy, it's like sports, color blue.
I even heard like phrases coming from my dad, like sit like a lady, which is like his legs crossed with like crisscross applesauce or something. So.
Personally, I did not. My family and parents are pretty open to almost everything, so luckily I was just able to be myself and just hang out with who I wanted to, wear what I wanted to, and just like act the way that I wanted to. But that may not be the case for everyone.
Absolutely. How did that make you feel?
It made me feel like I wasn't special the way that I was. I was supposed to be something else.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm gay, so like before I came out, I was basically like, society thinks that gay is a sin, you're gonna go to hell, and like it's not natural. And there's even though there's like a lot of people that like may accept you and stuff like that, there's still always like society putting labels on gay people or LGBT people, just putting pressure on us, like sending us to like terrible things like camps to convert us from gay to straight. So like I definitely felt a lot of pressure before I came out. So like that's why I was like really scared to come out. So because like I was always afraid of what society could possibly think of me.
Yeah, I have sometimes. It's because there's people that would say weird things about how I dressed or how other people dressed and just how people acted. I thought it was ridiculous. It was more like middle school.
In some ways, yes, but I also, my mom, like I wanted a Barbie or I wanted a doll, and my mom was like, no, you can't have a Barbie. So my mom, like, in a way it was reversed for me. She wouldn't let me play with certain things.
Yeah, a lot of times my mom said that I was like the man of the house, so I had to do all like the heavy lifting and stuff like that, because that's what men were portrayed to do, to be masculine and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I think that's one of the biggest reasons. It felt a little bit unfair because I thought that women could do just as much as guys can, and I brought it up with my mom, but my mom does disagree because she's very traditional.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if you're a girl especially, there's a lot of pressure for you to like be really pretty and like really girly, so that, and I feel like a lot of it comes from the place where you're supposed to be like pretty enough or girly enough that boys will like you, and you need to get like this verification that you're good enough.
Absolutely.
How did that make you feel?
Just pressured.
I didn't really, but I just think that's because of more the way I was brought up. Like, I could do whatever, like, it didn't matter if I wanted Barbies or Legos or anything like that. Like, it was just really open, but there is definitely, like, a pressure to like certain things or act a certain way.
I think I definitely felt sort of like a societal pressure just to be more like quieter and like just go with the flow more. Just be like, oh, okay, sure, I don't really want to do that, but yes, I'll do that just to make people happy. I felt annoyed, but then again, because it was like, I don't think you really see those pressures in society, like they're just kind of there, but a lot of times at a young age, like middle school and elementary school, I'm not going to be like reflecting at that age. So thinking back, of course I'm annoyed and frustrated that it was in that way and that I had to like learn how to be myself because of other people's pressures. But then again, it's a learning experience, so I can't be too annoyed because everyone needs to figure it out for themselves.
I was kind of pressured into like ballet. I didn't like ballet, but I don't like to blame society, so I can't really blame them for pressuring me as much as I can for allowing them.
Yes, I still do, but I've worked really hard to like train myself to not let it get to me as much, but totally, yes, everything, a single thing, everything in the media, all of this stuff gets in your head, and it's so crazy that there's so much of that in something that is such a big like source of information in our world. Like media like shows us what is like deemed like acceptable and normal and like good, and so there's so many things in that, like in the media, that are so bad. It's like, so we can't do this, or if we're this, then we can't be whatever. But yeah, there's so many things in my head that I've like unconsciously like taken in and maybe hold me back and things.
So how did that make you feel?
Shitty, because you think like I've done bad on like tests, or like done bad on something, and I've like actually considered like thinking about like, is it because I'm a woman? Is it because I'm like Latina? Like I think about all these things and how there's all these stereotypes, and I've like taken time to actually think about them, but then even thinking about them and like having them in my head like makes me like not believe it, but like just having that in your head, because it's like a limit on you, and you're like, is this actually like, is there something wrong with me? Is this holding me back? Yeah. So it's made me feel like less sometimes.
But as a guy, I always felt pressure to do sports, and you know, like I did baseball. I won track football. I did all this stuff, and I didn't enjoy any of it. It was all shitty. I didn't like. I remember the one big memory from like 3rd grade was we went on a field trip, and I laid my head on my friend's shoulder, and then immediately got made fun of because that was something that only girls are supposed to do, and it kind of sucked because I wanted to do that. You know, like lying your head on someone's shoulder.